Good morning, YouTube. I am a couple days late. Normally I try and record on Fridays, but Friday was the last day before winter break and I was busy doing progress reports, so I didn't get it done. And then this weekend I was busy with other projects. So it is Monday. It is my first official day of winter break as a teacher. So here I am. I'm Heidi with Bygone Crafts, and welcome to week 7 of my crafting podcast. I've got some things to share today and chat about, and hopefully you enjoy having a seat with me and coming along for the ride. I am going to start with finished objects. There are none. I didn't finish any projects this week. I was super busy with getting ready for winter break and doing progress reports and things like that for my students, and so I didn't get anything finished. I did work on stuff though, so let's talk about works in progress. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen some pictures of my Remedy, I think I'm saying that correctly, headband. This is a great pattern using short rows, and it'll create a nice wide headband with the narrow, so I can get my needle to uncurl, narrow band that goes down behind your neck. So it'll be nice and wide across the top of the head. And so I'm excited to make that. With my hair growing out, I've started wearing more headbands, things like that, which I enjoy when it's at this length. And then I've been working on my color block top. I did do the color switch. Last week I talked about how I was switching to this lovely variegated blue, and I was worried that I wasn't going to like how it's working up. So far so good. I'm liking the variegation of the blue next to that mint green. Now granted, I'm literally like not even an inch into the pattern, so we'll see how it looks when it's this big. And hopefully I like it, because that would be a lot of work to rip out. And I may just decide to keep it whether I like it or not, because that's a design feature. And then I did a lot of cleaning this weekend. If you follow me on Instagram over on Modern Bygone, I post every day on the projects that I'm working on and the crafty things that are happening. And this weekend I dug into my storage. A lot of my craft stuff has been in storage over the last few years because we've been shuffling rooms and things like that. And this is actually the first time that I've had a space that's focused on my craft and work stuff. And so I went through, and that entire shelf of books there, right there, was in storage. So I went through and I wiped them all off and got them put away and went through them. And in the process of digging through my craft stuff and things in storage, I found this fade cowl kit that I had bought probably 3 years ago. The name of the pattern is Color Fade Cowl by Leslie Taylor. And I bought this kit at a shop down in Ocean Park, Washington. And look at the colors. So pretty. I was super excited to find it. I had totally forgotten about it. You get 3 colors, and this is the 3rd color that I haven't started yet. And it fades together. And thankfully I like to write a lot on my patterns when I'm working them, so I actually was able to just pick it right up. There was the first color, and now we're fading into this lighter speckly purple. It's going to be super pretty. So I was excited to pull that out, and I'm going to hopefully try to make some good progress on that this week, because it's winter break and I'm going to have crafting time. I'm excited for that. When I was going through my craft stuff, I also found, don't want to lose the pattern. Always keep the pattern in the project bag with the project. Otherwise, you pick up projects and no pattern, and you're like, what was I doing? I don't know what I was doing. And then you end up ripping it all out because you don't remember the pattern name and can't find it. So if you followed me for a while, you know that I really enjoy the history of knitting and crafting and crocheting, and I really enjoy finding old vintage books and things like that. So I was super excited in my digging through craft things that I had in storage. I found some fantastic old resources. Let's go this way. There we go. Fantastic old resources. This is a Learn How book from 1941. And it's just kind of got a little bit of everything. And there's even like, let's see if I can get it to come out here, newspaper clippings that someone has tucked into it that's been in there, you know, a pair of slacks for $1.22 a pair, in case you're interested. But yeah, I'm super excited to dig through these and start looking at some of them and, you know, looking at some of the patterns and stuff. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to wear these styles? I'm completely on board. Let's bring back the 1940s when it comes to clothes. And then in with that was some 80s and some 70s, which I'm not as excited by. I love the 1940s and 1950s especially, but I mean, how can you go wrong with this? This is fantastic. Oh, and if you're watching trends, the granny squares are coming back. I've seen a lot of on TikTok especially, there's been like the granny square sweaters and things like that coming back, and just fantastic. I mean, look at these. These are just pages that someone tore out of a magazine. They were in with my, Family Circle, 1974. There's where they are. So yeah, someone just tore them out and was like, I don't even need to know the instructions because I can make a granny square, so I can definitely make these happen. So I was very excited to find these. And then I also found, look at this, from the 1950s, from 1950 exactly, actually, the Bear Brand Baby Book. Super sweet little patterns, and I am done having babies, but oh my goodness, adorable. So I will keep that. I also found, this one is missing its cover, so unfortunately I don't have the date on it, but it's, I'm guessing probably the same era, 1950s, 1940s. It's got the same kind of, you know, pullovers and cardigans and pearl necklaces and all sorts of wonderfulness. And then I love this. And if anybody has any idea on the maker or the year, because I would love to know, it is a complete paper pattern for a sleeveless top coat done in granny squares. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's in really great shape. Like the whole thing is just, there's no tears, there's no anything. I do have the number 2-643. I did try to like look it up online. I couldn't find anything. I have one friend who suggested it might be a McCall's pattern, so I'm definitely going to be Googling that and see if I can find it because I'd like to get more information on this one. But isn't that just fantastic? I love it. So that one was super exciting to find in my stash of randomness. And then This one was a quick tips in crochet. Again, we're missing the cover, but look at these. Like, some of these projects are just retro wonderfulness. I'm guessing this one is probably 70s based on the styling. I don't know, but I was unreasonably excited to find all of these. And then again, unfortunately, just a cover of this one. And old and new favorites by special request. So much fun. Someday I will take these and make artwork for my walls. That's the goal, to preserve them and get them out for people to see because they're wonderful. I also found buried in there some like knitting needles still on their package. This was from Boy. It was $1.50, size 2. No idea. No idea what year it was. Probably not that old, but too cool. Too cool. And then I also found this one. Doesn't have the knitting needles on it anymore, but Susan Bates with a little Cupid. Adorable. I'm very excited by my retro stuff that I dug out. So right now they're going to live in a container on my shelf, and someday I will get them put together and into some artwork and shadow boxes. Oh, shadow boxes. Hang on. This is the other thing that I found. I don't know if you can see that with the glittery. Oh, there we go. Fast turn. And it is, I really want to do a shadow box with this. So it is a fast turn fabric tubing turning system. And let's see, does it have a year on it? I can't find a year. Just immediate first glance. I remember not being able to find a year the first time I looked either. Well, anyways. Fantastic. And it's actually all in the box. And so what you would do is you would sew your tube, your fabric tubes, and then when you need to turn them right side out to get the seam on the inside, you would put them over the appropriate size tube. And then these have little twisty bits on the bottom. You see it turning there? And so that would go through the very end of your tube, and then you would pull it up through these metal tubes, and it would turn your fabric tube right side out. Fantastic idea. Love it. But I want to turn this into some sort of a shadow box with all of its stuff, because I think that it's just, I mean, just look at that box. Look at how glittery that is. Look at that. I'm unreasonably excited by silly things. So that one, another piece of artwork. At some point, I will have vintage patterns and vintage crafty things all over my walls as decoration, because that's what I want to do eventually. I also want to make one of those starburst clocks from like the mid-century, where it's the clock in the center and then it has all of the spikes coming out around it. But I want the spikes to be knitting needles. I have plans. All right, so acquisitions. I actually bought quite a few things this week. I bought some pretty yarn. And I mean, look at that. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh. I'm super excited. It is Yarn Bee. Coral Carrot. And it is superwash merino wool. Definitely going to be making some socks out of this. I mean, look at those colors. Look at that. Look at that sparkle or speckle and that bright orange. Gonna be so pretty. And then this one is also Super B 100% merino superwash. But look at that. Look at the color contrast, those pinks and the yellows and the blues with that nice black. I cannot wait to see how this one is going to turn out. And then in the same shopping trip, I also bought this. And it's Yarn Bee, it's acrylic and polyamide. And I'm realizing, do I have that upside down? No, I don't. Yay. So it is this almost like roving. Let's see if I can get one strand of it loose without tearing up the rest here. So it's almost like roving, like it's super bulky and super fuzzy. And it's supposed to be like arm knitting style, and I use 25 millimeter needles, US size 50. But when I was going through the stuff in my storage, I also found my drop spindles. So I'm going to try and spin that. I don't know if it's going to work. I've never actually successfully spun anything. I bought these years and years ago. I have 2 of them. I bought this one, and then a friend made this one for me. And at the time, I thought that I was allergic to all wools, and so I was trying to find some sort of fiber that I could spin and things like that that wasn't wool. And things like this were not a thing, you know, 15 years ago, really. So I have since discovered that I am not allergic to all wools. I do have a wool sensitivity, so I have to be careful with what wool I use. I can work with pretty much anything. I just can't wear it next to my skin, depending on what kind it is. Merino seems to not bother me, so yay. Yeah, so I tried to learn how to drop spin, and was not successful because wasn't using fibers that would work and things like that. So when I went through my stuff that I had in storage and I found these, and I was like, I can spin that. Maybe I can't. I have no idea. I've looked online and I found a couple of people who have spun it on a spinning wheel and who have spun things like this, but they've never taken it off of the holder that I don't know the word of because I'm not a spinner. And so like I don't know if it's going to untwist because it's acrylic. So with wool, you put the twist in it and then you soak it and it expands the fibers and they connect to each other, and that's what stops it from unspinning and basically coming apart. Acrylic, as far as I'm aware of, doesn't have that same behavior. So, because I know you can't really block acrylic. I mean, you can steam it and make it really hot and kind of melt it, but you can't really block it like you can wool and natural fibers. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I'm excited to try it. So I might dig into that this week. I don't know. We'll see. Lots of projects happening around the house. So, found my drop spindles. Decided to try a new project. Can you imagine how pretty that's going to be, though, with all those colors all twisted up? And, like, I mean, come on. That's going to be gorgeous. I'm super excited. Nice rainbow yarn. Yay. So, who knows? We'll see. I'm going to try it. I may fail miserably, but you know, that's the joy of learning new things. So the last thing I got was I got my Knit Crate subscription. I get those every month. So far I've been pretty happy with the yarns that I've gotten out of them. This month was this purple, like, it's got sparkly bits in it. It's showing up really gray on the camera. Hopefully you can see it. It's actually a lovely, like, lavender purple color. I'm not really a sparkly kind of person, but it has merino wool and cashmere, so we'll see. And then that also came with this funny bag, and it says Yarn Squad on it. And I'm always about getting new bags because that's one of my, I don't have shoes. I don't have lots of shoes. I'm not one of those women who has 400 pairs of shoes, but I do have an unreasonable number of bags. So those are all the things that I have purchased this week. I don't think I got any more new books. No new books. I just was digging through my storage and my vintage ones that I found again, rediscovered, and I was very excited. My hand is still healing. I do have pretty much full range of motion. It's still a little sore, so I've been knitting very limited amounts and trying to not really stress it out. I've made zero progress on my Master Knitters program, the Basics course. Hopefully this week. Last week was really busy. And then honestly, this week's going to be really busy too, because we've got Christmas coming up. And so my husband, we bought a new couch for my Christmas present this year, which it's what I wanted. I asked for it and I was super excited. And we ordered it a couple weeks ago, and it will be here probably the first week of January. So as part of my Christmas present, we are redoing our living room. So this weekend, I spent a lot of time packing and clearing and emptying shelves and cleaning. And so the goal is to basically empty the room and do a complete clean sweep and try to get it all painted and redone and ready for the new couch, which I'm unreasonably excited for. We have 2 couches right now, and they're very old and stinky and abused. Lots of animals, lots of kids. They were used when we bought them. They have served their purpose well and deserve to go on to the other realm of the dump, because no one wants these. I'm unreasonably excited for a new couch. No idea. So anyways, I hope that you are having a wonderful week, and I am going to be busy with cleaning and clearing and hopefully painting and setting up our Christmas tree. We bought it, but it's been sitting outside waiting for a space because we've been packing the living room up. I jokingly told my mother that we are going to do a construction theme for our Christmas tree this year. I'm not actually going to break out all of the decorations and everything. We're just going to kind of put up a tree, and because the whole room is going to be torn apart around it. It'd be like this sad little Christmas tree in the middle of a construction zone, but it's a good thing. And so, yeah, I'm excited. And then next weekend, we have our annual family trip. So probably we'll be doing my YouTube video after that again. So we'll be late. Won't be on Friday. But I figure my limited amount of viewers will not care if my video is a couple days late. I'm getting started in this podcast thing, and if you enjoy what you've heard and you want to see more of me chattering alone at a camera, hit subscribe and like this video, and follow me over on Instagram at Modern Bygone. I'm also on Facebook at Modern Bygone. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some projects together, and I'm gonna work on my Master Knitters program and get through that and vlog my way through, and then vlog through projects, and eventually this spring and summer we'll start doing our road trips again, which really have missed the road trips. Normally my husband and I go on road trips all over the western United States throughout the summer and spring, and that didn't happen this year because COVID. So really hoping that everything is opened back up and we are able to do our road trips and explore, and I'll take you guys along with me, and yeah, exciting prospects. All right, have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy your day, and yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.